welcome to CX Today. My name is Charlie, and today I'm delighted to be joined by Ragy Thomas, founder and CEO of Sprinklr. Ragy, thank you very much for joining us today. How are you doing?
Very good, Charlie. Good to be on with you.
Excellent. As I say, it's really great to have you on, and I'm really excited to talk to you today about the current state of the contact center market, which Sprinklr entered last year. And in doing so, you kind of promised to disrupt the space, to shake it up. And I think maybe that leads to my first question quite nicely, if that is, why do you think the contact center market needs to be disrupted?
Charlie, let's start with all of us as consumers. Today is it's the age of Tesla. Our car doors open and close automatically when you're near it. It's the age of Amazon. Your packets show up at home, no questions asked. E-commerce has come a long way. It's the age of Uber. If I asked you to stand in the corner of Fifth Avenue and 35th Street on a rainy day and wait for a taxi, would you do that? You wouldn't. I think many parts of us interacting with brands and services have radically changed, and expectations have been set and are being delivered at a very different level. Let's think about our contact center experience. I don't know about you, but if you call a contact center today, what do you think the experience is going to be, and how different is it going to be from what it was 15, 20, 30 years ago? And maybe the wait times have come down a little bit, but my experience with my last call wasn't all that different. I mean, maybe press 1, press 2, I'm repeating information. Most agents can't resolve the issue in one call. They're connecting me to a supervisor. Every part of the contact center is siloed, so the poor person on the other side doesn't know where to go and get information. They're struggling. You can see that we're struggling. It's a frustrating experience. And I fundamentally think that with the technology that's available today, the time has come for someone to dramatically think about the contact center experience for the consumer, and equally important for the agent on the other side. Think about it very differently, modernize it, make it similar to what our better experiences are in other facets of us interacting with the brand. And very simple thing to talk about, but it's fairly complex on the back end to unravel.
Yeah, absolutely. And I completely agree with you in terms of whenever I need to phone up a call center or to go through a different channel such as email, there's always a sense of dread. And I think we all share that. And I think, I share a lot of experience, and you go through the IVR, it's very stilted, as you say, you go to a supervisor. But I think that all leads to, where is this going? You say the contact center hasn't changed in 20 years. What is your vision maybe for the future contact center?
Well, before we go to the vision, let's talk about why has it been hard for this to change. And I'd say no company has really started with a clean slate. Look at the contact center giants today, the big companies that do service contact center, they built their technology way back when the number one problem in the contact center was the volume of calls and the telco behind it, end those calls and route those calls, and literally that infrastructure was a problem. Today that's a commodity. But if that's what your business is, it's very hard for you to disrupt yourself. The contact center is the way it is primarily because of silos, because we have siloed technology for email, siloed technology for voice, siloed technology for chat, siloed technology for social. We've got siloed technology for Teams. So the contact center sits in a silo somewhere, sometimes outsourced. They're not connected to the rest of the infrastructure. So if you ask them a marketing question, they don't know where to go. And if let's say I'm calling in because my phone's slow, and the answer is I got to upgrade to a new phone. If I ask them, hey, what deals do you have? They don't know where to go for an answer. And so siloed teams are not connected to the product teams as much. They're not connected to the sales teams. They're not connected to the marketing. They're not connected across countries. God forbid I take my phone and go to a different country. I mean, it's all siloed. And the team that supports the phones are different from the team that supports the laptops. And so if I'm connecting my phone to my laptop and I'm having a problem, like, who do I call? If I go buy a phone from the store, the Verizon store, and I have a problem, should I call Samsung or Google or Verizon? Like, I don't even know. Silos. That's a problem. That's why no one's been able to approach this and solve it. The contact center of the future is unsiloed. That's a key word, unsiloed. It means it can only be solved with a unified approach that starts with a clean slate. So let's go through the characteristics of the contact center of the future. Number one, it's omnichannel. It's not voice first or voice based. Now, omnichannel is different from multi-channel. So if you provide customer service in email, and if you provide customer service on the phone, and if you provide customer service via chat, that's multi-channel. The true definition of omnichannel is if I put in a call because I'm waiting at the airport and I'm on the phone and I can switch seamlessly to chat as I'm going through security and I can pick it back up on voice and the context is retained, now you got an omnichannel solution. Okay, that's number one. The contact center of the future is completely AI powered because contact center conversations are unstructured. They're not like press one, press two. Those technologies and features were developed back when we were relying on relational database. Today we're moving to conversational AI. I mean, everyone's talking about ChatGPT. And we got to reimagine that the contact center with that AI everywhere. The routing is not load-based, skill-based. So who was the last guy who answered the question well? Who's learning? So it's a lot of AI that can go into it. What's the best response based on the last 5,000 responses we have given from across agents for this issue? Number three, the contact center of the future is not your complaint box. It's not where you call to complain. You can transform that into from a cost center to a revenue center. It becomes this beautiful, always open digital store where these folks work with sales and marketing seamlessly. So it becomes like your digital storefront. If you walk into a real store, let's stick to the phone example, because I'm sure most people have problems with their phones. You walk into a store, and say, my phone's slow. Guy looks at it, boom, boom, it's an old model. So you should probably upgrade. And he walks over to a colleague, just tells them, look, that guy comes over, now asks you questions, and seamless for you. How do you do that digitally? If you take your 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 agents, 5,000 agents, and you actually reimagine the service issues, and I'll come to that in 1 second, but imagine this being a revenue center for the company and an amazing experience opportunity for the customer. That's number three. Number four, you really have to understand that you can't start with, don't wait for the phone to ring. Don't wait for the phone to ring because it's too late already. Someone leaving a 1-star review is actually doing more damage to a brand than someone calling in the contact center. So you've got to start with listening. You got to start with understanding where are people complaining and fundamentally getting to them before they even contact you. And lastly, you have to understand that the best care is no care. Like the best service experience is when my phone doesn't become slow. So how do you do that? You actually start by listening. You listen to your calls, you listen to everything that's external, everything that everyone's talking about. And you start by saying, what are the top issues that my phone's got right now, this model? And just how do I fix it in real time? How do I create that closed loop between customer experience and issues and product engineering? And every product is becoming sort of as a service in real time. That's how you fix it. And the second best care you have to understand is when the customer can just seamlessly solve it. Most of us, when the phone is slow, isn't running to the store. We are just Googling, Samsung phone slow. What do I do? So how do we create all the things that we make available to the agent in a self-service way and make it available to the consumer in time? So I'm getting an answer in Google, click, or upgrade, I'm done. If that's something that can be solved. And the last one, how do I resolve it in first go when somebody reaches out to you? So we need a different approach altogether. And that's what the contact center of the future in our mind looks like.
I think there's so much great stuff in there, Ragy, but I love the idea of kind of listening to customers, find out what they're calling about, and working with other departments. It's amazing, as you say, how the contact center sits in a silo, yet all the issues kind of spring from other departments. So they should be almost working more closely together to resolve those, and then you'll find that the contact volumes just fall down. And as you said, that's not possible. The opportunity to solve it autonomously with AI is incredible. And then if that's not possible, having agents, through better routing was an example you gave, and really supporting them to take up those more complex customer queries. I thought, lots of really good stuff there, and you've kind of painted a great picture for the contact center of the future, I think. But I think that leads to my next question of, how is Sprinklr supporting its clients in becoming that contact center?
Well, let me tell you a story behind how Sprinklr became a unified customer experience management platform. We started out as a social media management platform. We created that category. And back in the day, if you're a brand and let's say you're running a coupon or a brand campaign on Facebook, you're running an ad, hey, here's 10% off. We think we're the best product in town, service in town. What we started noticing was underneath that ad, a consumer would come in and say, well, I just had a bad experience with you. You guys are obviously lying, or your product is not as great as it is, or I'm having an issue returning the product I just bought. So we noticed that comment was going back to the marketing team and they had no idea what to do. Think about it. I'm just a marketing guy. I'm publishing. I'm used to sending emails or running ads on TV. Now you're talking back to me. I don't know what to do. So that is when the light bulbs went off for us. And we got into social care and then digital care as a result of that. And we realized the marketing team of today can not be in isolation and siloed from the customer service team. They can't do their job. Customers are complaining. You can't shout over reality. Your brand is what customers experience. So we started building, and obviously we've started in social media, which is unstructured text exchanges, messaging, video, voice. So we got started with all that complexity. We invested in AI and conversational commerce, and then it was obvious to us that the contact center with voice wasn't evolving to get there. And so people think we're new to the contact center. We aren't. We've got a 13-year history resolving issues, interacting with customers where they are, building amazing AI before AI was sexy. We had a press release way back in 2018. And interacting with and resolving issues. Our research product, our insights product is constantly looking at what's broken and getting insights from it. So inadvertently, we had actually built this omnichannel communication engine. We had built this AI-powered service engine. We brought these silos because marketing and service are all together. We did all that. And our big aha, and the reason that people are surprised is what we did not do was voice. And thankfully, in the last few years, thanks to what Amazon's doing and others are doing, voice has become as a channel has become a commodity. So we started plugging in. We plugged in our voice to text analytics and translation real time, and all the capabilities we built for digital and social started working. That allowed us to just go to the market with this extremely disruptive product. And most people who look at it and go, if this is true, the game has changed. And we're at a point now where we're able to do free proof of concepts and implementations. Go try. I don't want to get into a PowerPoint battle.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's also great what I'm seeing from Sprinklr in terms of the speed of innovation now too. I mean, I saw I think it was 145 new features and enhancements in your latest release wave on CCAS, which was incredible. There's also in conversational AI. I believe you were in the Gartner Magic Quadrant as the best performing new entrant into that quadrant. I'm very enthusiastic, and as you say, kind of all your experience in creating AI models over the years for social media and now making those possible in the contact center. I think it's a very exciting time, I'm sure, for you and everybody at Sprinklr. And for those that kind of want to learn more about your products and maybe excited by the vision for the contact center that you put forward today, where can our viewers kind of go to find out more about Sprinklr's solutions?
Well, first off, thank you for those kind words, and I hope as the viewers and listeners listen to us, my ask is join the movement to challenge the status quo. Forget about Sprinklr and tech and all that. Let's just demand better experiences as a consumer. It's good for the world. And then I would say just evaluate the best technology. Don't just go by an analyst report that's many years old. Just evaluate what's available out there. Be that guy who buys a Tesla and then experiences what that car is about, right? And take us for a spin. And you can find all the information you want on sprinkler.com. That's like the launch sprinkler without the E. So SPRINKLR.com. And, you can contact us anytime.
Excellent. And I'm sure many people watching this will, and then in the future too, as Sprinklr becomes a bigger, more prominent player in this space, hopefully we won't be filled with that sense of dread that we discussed at the start of this call in contact center experiences. But I think that's a really great place to end today's chat. Thank you very much for joining me today, Ragy.
Thank you, Charlie. Appreciate it.
Excellent. And also thank you to everybody for watching. Bye for now.